It's wonderful to be here in the Washington area after a long time. It's been about 16 years since we were here before. Washington being the capital of the country, is a very metropolitan area. People of all walks of life, of all faiths, of all cultures reside here. And it's very interesting that the spiritual path, through the grace of Sant Rajinder Singh Maharaj, sowed its first seeds in this part of the country. So the mission of Sant Rajinder Singh Maharaj started here in Washington. And we've had many strong connections in this part of the world. Many of you who had the good fortune of physically meeting Sant Rajinder Singh Maharaj and then Sant Rajinder Singh Maharaj would have enjoyed being in their company, listening to their words and receiving the guidance on the outside and the inside, so that you could be focused on your goals. Our life brings many challenges, and as we pass through life, we find that at different times of our life, different challenges might hit us. And it's a human nature, because we are kind of controlled by our mind to look at things in a very pessimistic angle. When something comes in which is difficult for us to handle, and things which are contrary to what we expect are difficult for us. We as human beings have a pattern. Whatever our experiences have been, so we have expectations based on experiences in life that we expect life to bring to us. And as soon as that expectation is not met, we get devastated. We say, how can this happen to me? Why is God not taking care of this? And it is then that negativity starts to come in our life. And once negativity comes, it's very difficult to get out of the spiral, because the negativity only has a spiral which takes it down and down and down. This is why you have so many people in depression today, so many people who are having a very difficult time dealing with something which maybe are not as difficult to deal with as we make them to be. So whenever saints have come into this world, they've always exhorted us to be positive, to have hope, to know that help is on the way, to know that things are going to be better, and there's always, light at the end of the tunnel. But when the tunnel seems so dark to us, we can't imagine there's going to be any light. We feel it's going to get darker and darker and darker, and that's how most people lead their lives. So I want to leave you with a very interesting anecdote. This is about a young woman, and she wasn't feeling well, and when the doctors came and checked her, they thought she was going to be in a state where whatever disease she had was terminal. So she was taken to the hospital. And so in the hospital, most of the doctors and nurses knew that she's not going to live too long. So before they're taking in for the operation, when the nurses and the doctors came into the room, they were all very sad. There's a young woman, and in her prime of life, and they're feeling very sad for her, so their faces are all kind of sad. And they don't know how to tell her, because it's very difficult for a doctor to tell a patient, you're terminal, you're not going to be living that long. And so the young woman gave that, and she smiled and said, I know why you are sad. And they were taken aback, and she said, you all think I'm going to die. And they're taken back a little bit more. And she said, don't worry, I am not going to die. And they say, how do you know that? She said, I had a meeting with God. And God said, God has other plans for me. And she's smiling and she's laughing and she's cutting jokes before they take her to the operating theatre room. And so they open her up and they realize that the cancer is not in one spot, it's spread all over the body. So they said, there's nothing we can do. I mean, if it's in a spot, then they can take that area out and, can do chemo or radiation, and there's many, many other techniques out there today. But they realized they spread all over the body, so they decided not to do anything. They sew her up, and when she's out of anesthesia, the doctors gave her the bad news that we don't think you're going to live more than 3 to 6 months. So our suggestion is you go home and you rest. Because if you move, then that time could get even shorter. So she said, no, I'm going to enjoy the 3 to 6 months that you're giving me. And she said, I have dreams. I'm going to do whatever things that I haven't done in my life, which I want to do. And the first thing I want to do is I want to go to Switzerland. I said, why do you want to go to Switzerland? She said, everyone says it's heaven on earth. So I want to check it out and compare it with heaven when I get out there. Which is better? So the doctors recommended she don't do that because they were very worried that she might be going on the way there or something. Might get to heaven before she thinks she will. But as this anecdote is talked about, she went home. She was in a wheelchair by that time. She had a helper, and she went to Switzerland. And she was gone for over a month, and she visited the mountains. She enjoys the beauty of Switzerland and the fall flowers and the sweet breeze and everything. And then when she's back, she came back to the hospital for a checkup. And when the doctors walked in the room, they were amazed. She was not in a wheelchair anymore, and she was walking. So she came home, and the doctors thought that she'll be going pretty soon. So 3 months passed by, 6 months passed by, many years passed by, and she was still there. And so the doctors started thinking, what is it that made her change? Because according to them, whatever her condition was, she should have gone in 3 to 6 months. And then they realized it was a positive thinking. It was her thinking that things would be well. And this is what we need to learn. Things happen in our life which we can't change. Unfortunately, let's say there's an accident. He can't change that. It's happened already. Something's gone wrong. Let's say something has happened and there's some kind of a disagreement with someone that you care about. He can't change those things. Some words have come out of mouth. He can't pull them back. They've gone. Okay? And the other things, your expectations might not be met. You took an exam. You didn't kind of get the grade that you wanted to get. These things do happen in life. Those cannot be changed. So we need to deal with them in a positive manner. If we start to keep on thinking of why this thing didn't happen, what would have happened if I would have done this or that, or that, then the mind has gotten the better of you. Then the mind has put you on a spiral in which your current moment has been wasted on what has happened in the past. So what you need to do is, you need to take the current moment and you need to know that there is always hope in God's garden. Each and every one of us have miracles that we think are miracles happen in our life. Yeah. We hear about them, we read about them, they do happen to us, and many times we don't recognize them. Yeah. And so whenever there's a difficulty, there could be a financial difficulty, there could be a physical difficulty, there could be relationship problems, there could be problems in all areas. Just know that this too shall pass. We are not aware of our karma from before, and we are not sure if what has come to us has come because of the reaction of our past karmas or something that we did to ourselves. If it's cold outside, and if you don't wear warm clothes, and if you go out and get a cold, that's not karma from the past, that you did it to yourself. Okay. But many times, you're well, and all of a sudden you get some kind of a sickness. That's maybe coming from the past. It's nothing that you did to be in that situation, but maybe it's some payment we have to make for the past karmas. But that will pass too, and we've seen that in life happen time and time again. Many of us have gotten very sick and many times in our life, but then we came out of it. But when you get very sick and you get very weak and you have a tough time walking, you're not sure if you're going to live or not. And if your mind puts you in that spiral, then you just keep on thinking like that. But if you are in that state, and as the doctors are telling today, get up, walk, do something, keep yourself moving, that's the right way of handling stuff. It's the right way of handling that difficult situation. And so the key is to know that the future is going to be brighter than the past. So don't live in the past. If you live in the past and if you focus only on the negativity, then all of your future is going to get very distraught to you. But if you believe that the future is going to be better than the past or brighter than the past, then you will be leading your life in a manner in which no difficulty would look like a difficulty to you. So how do you do that? You need to be in tune with that which is always going to be stable. Most of us are in tune with the world outside. We live at the level of our physical senses, and because we live at the level of our physical senses, so a sense of sight, hearing, smell, taste and touch, they are taking our attention, which is the outer expression of our soul, and putting it in the world outside. Now this world we think is permanent, but it's temporary. There might have been buildings here for 2,000 years, but then they go away too. Nothing here is permanent. Everything here is temporary. And when we connect ourselves with that which is temporary, then we can't have permanent happiness and joy. So where we need to focus our attention is on God the Creator. The one who created everything, who was in the beginning of creation, who is there today, who is going to be there forever. And once we focus our attention on that which is going to last and last and last, then nothing can deter us from that stability. So, when ships come to the shore, then they anchor them. So why do they anchor a boat or a ship? So that it doesn't go back into the water again. So it's stable. And you put an anchor and you put it right, heavy anchor, it goes into the ground and puts it so the boat or the ship can't move. And so we need to anchor ourselves too. If our attention is only on the world outside, then we're like this ship which is just in the ocean. It could move here with the wave, it could move here with the wave, it could move here. We think we are guiding ourselves, but then we're also dependent on the world around us, which takes our attention and puts it more and more in the world outside. But if we are anchored into God, then God being an ocean of all love, we're experiencing that divine love at all times. God being an ocean of all peace, we are peaceful and calm. God being an ocean of all consciousness, we are able to home into our true consciousness, which is our soul, which is our spirit. And then we are on stable grounds. Nothing can deter us there. Everything with God is happy. Everything with God is joyous. Everything with God is fulfilling. And so we need to be in that state in which we are able to experience that state for all times to come. And to be focused on God is to go within ourselves. We need to awaken within. We need to go within ourselves. We need to get to the source of all joy and happiness, because God is not residing in the sky or in the depths of the ocean. God is within each and every one of us. Our soul is a part of God. And that we need to be focused on. We're always focused on the outside, on the physical being, but not on what gives it power. Like in your home, you have all these appliances. You're used to the appliances, but you don't focus on the power station. And if the power is gone, then nothing works. So we need to focus on where the power is coming from. And as we connect with that, then the power is always there. It's never going to go away. And so as we connect with that, then we will be in a state of happiness and joy, of peace and bliss. And that connection with the divine power within is a connection that we get as we meditate. So meditation is a process by which we connect with the divine power within. It's a process by which we take our attention away from the world outside and focus it within ourselves. It's a process by which we experience the love of God. It's a process that enlightens us. It's a process that awakens us. It's a process that brings light into the darkness of our life. It's a process by which we are able to get to our goals. And meditation is a practice. We practice on a daily basis and we get better. When you practice something regularly, you get to be an expert at it. And so when we practice meditation on a daily basis, every day we get better and better and better at it. And then we're able to experience the joys of being with the divine power within. So let us start our program with a little meditation. Please sit as comfortably as you can. Close your eyes very gently, just like you close them when you go to sleep. Your eyeball should be straight, focused 8 to 10 inches in front of you. As you close your eyes, those of you who have been initiated in the mysteries of the beyond, please do similar. And those of you who are new here, please repeat any name of God that you feel comfortable with. This repetition of God's name should be done mentally and not out loud. I pray to God Almighty to help each and every one of us here connect with the divine power within and to experience the divine light of God within ourselves. Right in front of you, with time, you'll experience flashes of light. Flashes of light, circles of light, lights of various colors. In the beginning, it looks like the light is coming and going, but then with time, these lights stabilize, and then many, many other vistas start to open up for you. You might experience a sky full of stars, in a moon, in a sun, and then many, many other wondrous experiences which are waiting for you to be unfolded. Just keep your attention right in the middle of your experience. So it's my prayer to God Almighty and to the three great spiritual masters of the past century, Hazur Baba Sawan Singh Ji Maharaj, Param Sant Kripal Singh Ji Maharaj, and Dayal Purush Sant Darshan Singh Ji Maharaj, to help each and every one of us connect with the divine power within and to experience the divine light in its effulgence. We'll be sitting for a few minutes. I'll be getting you out of this meditative state at that time, and my best wishes are with each and every one of you. Please leave off. Please leave off. When we just meditate for a few minutes, we can connect with the calm and the peace and the divine power within. So my suggestion is, as you go to your homes, please meditate at least for half an hour at a time. Those of you initiated, the longer you can meditate, the better off we are. Sant Rajinder Maharaj asked us to spend 10% of our time to holy practices, which is about 2.5 hours. So gradually you can get there. The joy that we find and the peace that we find within has no comparisons. And the more we connect with it, and the more we find ourselves to be in a state of bliss, in a state of happiness that we've never experienced before. As we come to the meditation center, as we come to the ashrams, there's an opportunity to share, to be together, to focus on life, to be able to lead life as it should. And as you do that, you'll find that you yourself are having to deal with the ups and downs of life in a very calm manner, where you have equipoise and nothing's going to take you away from the source of all joy and happiness.